Okay, guys, I think we're good to go. Just making sure that the screen is on red and we are good. What's going on, guys? It's your boy. It's taisworldtv. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are having a good night. All that good jazz. So guys, tonight or today, whenever you're gonna see this, we're gonna be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Netflix live action, season one, episodes 1 through 3. I saw all 3 episodes, and I will be talking about them in spoiler detail. So if you haven't seen the show, okay, if you haven't, oh, sorry, it's a little bit blurry. What's going on? Okay, so if you haven't seen the show, do me a favor, go watch the show. Come back here, come immediately back here and listen to what I'm saying about this show. Okay. So I'm gonna give you the good of the show, the bad of the show. We're gonna talk about all 3 episodes, probably in order. And I'm gonna give you my score for all three or all together. I'm gonna tell you if it's worth your times. Okay. If you don't know, now you're gonna know. Support the channel, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. Definitely definitely click on the subscribe button, the share button, the notification bell, all of that good jazz. Also, we want to hear from you guys, okay? Here at Geek Lodestars, we want to, talk to you guys. So please comment down below. What did you think about this show? Are you enjoying it so far? What do you like or dislike about it? Let us know in the comments down. All right, y'all. So listen, Geek Lodestars production now. Okay, we're gonna talk about all these episodes 1 through 3. So let's start with episode 1. Episode 1 started off very strong. I feel like this was a very strong episode due to the fact that, to me, it kind of hit all cylinders when it comes to what I wanted for the adaptation for this, right? For a lot of people that's watching, I'm assuming are big fans of the show. So for those of you that don't know, Avatar: The Last Airbender is based on a animated show that came out in 2010, I want to say. And it ran for 3 seasons. One of the best animated shows of all time. Okay. I think it did win awards, but I'm not sure. But basically, it's about a boy named Aang who is 12 years old who discovers that he is the Avatar, who is the protector of the world and basically a peacekeeper, kind of like a Jedi, if you will. And in this particular sense, Aang has to uh how can I say this? Aang has to master all 4 elements, which is air, water, earth, and fire, by a certain time so that he can defeat the Fire Lord. That's his main goal throughout the whole series. In this show, the live action, it's basically the same thing from what I've seen. They didn't change the main goal of Aang, but they did change certain things, and I'm going to get to that. Certain things I liked, certain things I didn't. So, but we're going to talk about episode 1. Episode 1 was very strong for me because it showed that, yes, this is not the movie. This is not the Avatar movie from M. Night Shyamalan. This is not it, okay? Um, Everybody agrees that that movie was a piece of dog shit, if you will. So, very fans, especially myself, were very hesitant about talking about the new Avatar show. I mean, talking about it, watching the live action, another one. And we did hear a lot of things, specifically, mainly the creators left the project. Now, they said due to creative differences, but we don't know specifically the reason why. And kind of by watching the first 3 episodes, I could kind of see why they left, and I'm going to get into that later. But episode one was a great start because it showed us that it's going to keep close to the cartoon as the animation as possible, but make few differences for TV. Okay, let me tell you what I liked about this episode. No, episode number one. Hey, I like the fact that they did the bending perfectly, straight out of the show. Okay, straight out of the damn show. There's a part in them first 5 or 10, like first, I want to say the first 5 minutes. No, first 3 minutes where you have the Earthbender running away from the firebenders, trying to, give this person the scroll. And you see like firebending and earthbending for the first time. Yo, the earthbending looks so dope, bro. It looks like the bending it looks like the person is connecting to the actual element that they're bending. And that's what I really loved about that, because that's how bending is supposed to be. Not the way they did it in the movie. So that was pretty dope. That got me hyped for the rest of the show. The action sequences were pretty good, especially in the first 3 minutes. Like, dude was just earth bending, and the way he was like jumping on the earth. He made like earth spikes, and then he was jumping over them to block the hits for the firebenders. That looks pretty dope. That whole sequence was pretty dope. And this is the thing too. This is what was different from the show. They actually focused more on what happened when Sozin decided to take over the other, the other kingdoms, specifically the Air Nation. And we actually got to see what happened in the Air Nation. We didn't see that in the show. Not really. We never really saw it. It was implied, but we never saw it. But this actually goes into detail of what happened, bro. And I love how firebending looks so freaking dope. Bro, Sozin was a menace. And I'm glad they showed you who Sozin was from the back, okay? 'Cause let me tell you something. Azula's family, except for Zuko, all of them are pieces. Oh, and Iroh, all of them are pieces of crap. And we see why. Because Sozin is not, he's a piece of crap. But he's that man, okay? Homie eviscerated. I've never even seen this, bro. Homie eviscerated that earthbender, bro, with ease. Mind you, the comet is there, and I forgot about that. So the comet makes the earthbender, the the firebenders more powerful. Okay. So that, and I forgot about that. So that's why Sozin was so amped of him just disintegrating a whole person. And we never saw that in the show. So this just goes to show you that this live action, it can be will be brutal, because that was crazy. That whole sequence was crazy. And then we get to the part where we meet Aang. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you this right off the bat. Aang looks the actor that plays Aang, he looks like Aang. Like, he looks exactly like Aang. And he acts like Aang too, which is pretty good. And then we meet Monk Gyatso. Okay. Let me tell you something. I didn't know Monk Gyatso was out here like this. Homie, when the firebenders came to the Earth Temple, and we just saw that sequence when they were fighting, when the earthbenders were fighting, airbenders were fighting the firebenders, definitely dope. Monkey also was out here giving hands to everybody, bro, except for Sozin. He actually was up with Sozin, and Sozin even was like, "Bro, you strong, bro. Had this been any other day, you would have ended. But I got the comet Sama on my side, bro, and eviscerated Monkey also, bro, with a quickness. Crazy, bro. Yo, Sozin was not playing out here, bro. And okay, so while we talking about that, I love the fact that Monk Yaso and the Aang relationship. I love that they focused on that for like a few minutes, because Monkey Yaso was very important in Aang's journey because Monkey Yaso was his only friend, but he was like his homie at the Air Temple because at the Air Temple, Aang kind of had friends, but he was also kind of despised by some people because he was so good at airbending. Then that's when he found out he was the Avatar. And this is the change I didn't like. So basically, the reason why Aang left in the live action was because he wanted to clear his head. Now everything else happens the same way, but the way the how can I say this? The way of him leaving is my problem because in the cartoon or the animation, he left because he didn't want to be the Avatar. He was like, bro, I just want to be a kid. I don't want to be the Avatar, bro. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's not for me. And Monkey also was like, hey, bro, I hear you. Like, I hear you, but you the Avatar though. So we you don't really have a choice, bro. Like, I'd rather you not be the Avatar. I really don't want you to be. But it's like, bro, I don't really have a choice. Like, firebenders are coming. Like, soldiers coming, bro. We need all the help we can get. We need to get you to training right now. And Aang was like, nah, I'm cool. You know what? Cool. And then, like I said, in the animation, Aang just bounced. He ran away. And then that's when all that, and then he got frozen in an iceberg with the storm and all that stuff. And that was more central. And I'm kind of mad that they left that out because, or changed it because that was part of Aang's like guilt. Aang's guilt had to deal. Sorry, guys. Aang's guilt had to deal with the fact that he ran away, and because he ran away, his whole how can I say it? His whole nation was destroyed. And it's kind of like, have he would have stayed, maybe they would have had a fighting chance. That's the thing. Now, we don't know if that would have happened. Aang could have been disintegrated that night too, for all we know. Because he mastered airbending, but there's still other disciplines that he don't know. And I feel like had he had that real training, he may have been like Zahir. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm trying not to spoil for those that never seen the series that's watching it. So if you know, you know. I'm just leave it at that. Had he continued his training, I think he would have I think he would have probably been like Zahir at a certain point. So again, I don't like that they changed that because that changed the whole reasoning and the whole journey of Aang. Like, a lot of that was his guilt that he did not stay. He did not stay. Had he would have stayed, maybe he would have. Excuse me, guys. Maybe he would have stayed. Protected his people, and his people would have still been alive. So, however, that's not the case. So, I really didn't like that they changed that, right? But, uh, what else can I say? So, for the first episode, they kind of put episodes 1, 2, and 3 together. So it's like, and I'm going back and forth. So at like the end, we go to the air temple at the end, and we see and Aang sees Monkey Ass. Well, he goes back to the air temple, because they going away from Zuko's ship, and we see They see Monkey Aso, gone. They see his remains, and Aang goes into the Avatar state because he gets angry. And he calms down because he listens to Monkey Aso's, uh, words. and that's when he was able to calm down. I didn't like that either because in the original, Aang calmed down because he heard Katara's voice. And whenever he heard Katara's voice, that's when he would calm down. Because again, his relationship with Katara. So I kind of like they don't change didn't they change that. But again, I think those are the things that the creators wanted while the creators left. I think that's the reason. I think that's a lot of the reason. Because again, they do change a lot of things in this show, but not enough to really for me to to not watch the show. But again, I've kind of not reached that point, but I'm just at that point where I'm like, okay, I see what y'all doing. I'm not feeling it. And we're gonna get to that. That's in episode 3. But again, for the first episode, I really did like it. They really stuck with the material for, for what it's worth. The CGI looks good, in my opinion. You might think differently, but it looks good in my opinion. Not like, oh my gosh, but it's okay for a TV show. The actors, Aang did great. Sokka was okay. He did good. Katara, I like how they got Katara. That was cool too. Um, Zuko, I like who they got for Zuko, but my issue is his scar is not grotesque enough. It's not to where like it's not noticeable. Because sometimes I don't notice it like that. Like if you don't like zoom in on it, I don't really notice it like that. That's my only complaint with that. Well, Iroh did a good. The guy that played Iroh did a good job. He acts like he's a little bit more serious, but still like have those moments of levity, and he still has that Iroh wisdom. So I really did like that. I really appreciate that. And again, like the action set pieces were cool. Oh, they're very cool. Um, I'm trying to remember. Is there anything else I remember that I forgot? I'm just going through it. Let me make sure. Like I said, my most favorite like action set piece for me was definitely the air temple. That was like my most favorite action scene because it was just so dope seeing the airbenders and oh, actually, I'm glad I brought that up too. I really like how they differentiate the bendings based on their attitudes too. I forgot about that. Like for airbending, it's more like bullish, rough. For airbending, I mean for earthbending. For airbending, it's evasive and redirecting, and pushing back. For firebending, it's just consuming everything. For water, it's going with the flow. Um, I like how they took from the show and used that up for the original and used that over here. I thought that was pretty dope, So I forgot to add that. Also, I like Aang's arrowhead. I like how his is different from the others, where it has like a bunch of designs on the middle. Like if you really look close to it, you can actually see the pattern on his head. I actually really like that. And again, the costumes look dope. They look like they're straight out of the book. I mean, out of the OG show. Also, Iroh talks to Aang. I don't remember them having a conversation in the first 2 episodes. I don't remember because I remember they talked to each other like later on. I think in Ba Sing Se. I have to rewatch the show and see. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for the first episode. Like I said, the first episode pretty dope. I'll give it like a 8. I give it like an 8 out of 10. Again, I did enjoy this episode. Um, they made some changes I didn't like, but then there were some changes I was okay with. Um, that I didn't really mind per se. Uh, the sexism with Sokka because I knew that was an issue. I knew that beforehand that they changed this sexism. it's not that big of a deal to me because I didn't even really think about it when I watched the original. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's a character progression with him too, with that because he starts off like that, like only men can do this, and women can just I don't know fold clothes and heal and all that stuff. But again, that's how that tribe was. The men were the gatherers and hunters. The women just did women stuff. That's how it was in the OG show, the tribes, in the water tribe and the tribes. It's like if you couldn't be a water bender because that's something that the men did. You know, that's why there weren't many women water benders like that. So that's why it was so frowned upon when Katara was learning to water bend, and because of what of uh her losing her mother, and they wanted to make sure she was safe because just in case Sozin was successful in destroying the Avatar when he destroyed the Air Temple, more likely would I think it would have went back to being a water bender, which if I'm not mistaken, if Aang passed away. So there's that. But like I said, other than that, okay. The first episode was good. Now we get to episode two, right? And the basis of episode two is they go to Kyoshi Island. I forgot the reason they went to Kyoshi Island. I think it was just to like kind of regroup and actually no, I think it was to learn more about Aang's mission or Aang being the Avatar basically, or trying to find answers of what's going on with his Avatar state. Like what is it? Things of that nature. So we meet the Kyoshi warriors, and again, in this episode, the costumes are like, oh my gosh, A1. Like when you see Suki in the full in her not her army, but her companions in the full suit, awesome. But the change though with this one is that you see her mom in this, and if I'm not mistaken, in the original we never saw the mother. From what I remember she was like kind of on her own, like a lot of the kids were. So that was a change. I didn't mind the mom. The mom was cool. The mom was like, "Yo, we need to keep indoors because we don't want to incur the wrath of the Fire Nation. So we just gonna be chilling, okay?" Oh, I didn't even notice. So Zhao is introduced in this show. It is introduced very early. Actually, a little bit earlier than I thought he would. And he's played by Juntao from Rush Hour. You know what I'm saying? I did not know that until like afterwards. I think I saw a post and I saw uh Zhao, Juntao and Zhao side by side, and I read the caption saying that this was Juntao from fucking freaking Rush Hour. And I was just like, oh my god, I didn't even realize that. That's so funny. But he did a good job as Zhao. He played the role well, and I think he probably watched the show because he was acting just like Zhao. So- Actually, no, I think this Zhao, Commander Zhao, was more. How can I say it? He was more maybe slimy's the word, kind of like mm, opportunative. I guess is the word. I don't know how to say it, but he was like this Zhao wasn't as like he wasn't as like rough as the one on the show and in the OG show. That Commander Zhao was more like tough, you know, I'm the boss around here. So you go play in your little play box. You go search for the avatar if you want to, whatever. I get things done. I don't really feel that from this Zhao. Okay, that's one of the things I was thinking about too. But Juntao still did a good job with what he got. Okay. Um Oh, what I really liked though, I did like the action set piece for this one too. Was really dope, especially when the firebenders come and Suki and Katara, Sokka start working together. That was dope because she's training Sokka in the ways of her fighting style, like they did in the show as well. So that was dope. He wasn't in the full, the full Kyoshi outfit, but it was still nonetheless. I'm trying to remember the other stuff. Um, oh yeah, okay. So this is what was a change for me. So in this episode, we see Avatar Kyoshi, and I like that they made her very comic. They made her very accurate to the show because in the show she was very tall. So I'm glad that they kept that. Um, However, they went a different route. They made Kyoshi tell Aang what the Avatar state is, and that was really Roku's job. Roku was the one that really told him in the original, like, "Hey, it's the Avatar state. It comes when you're like in need of it, things of that nature." But they didn't go too much in specifics. Um, the only thing Avatar Kyoshi didn't tell Aang was what he has to do before, about the comic. And I guess as we go further into the story, that's when we'll find out. That's when we'll get that episode. I don't know. But for right now, she was kind of chastising Aang. That actually what I really liked about this because they did conversate before, but before Aang uh Kyoshi took over Aang's body because she was in court or something like that. I can't remember. But here, I like the way this happened more here than in the show. Because here she chastised Aang and she's like, yo, I understand you're a kid, but you're still the Avatar. You're gonna have to do some damage around me, okay? You gotta keep people safe. You're being a kid right now. You're not a kid anymore. You're the Avatar. And Aang is like, yo, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Just complaining and just kid Kyoshi's like, yo, I don't care. You are the Avatar. You have to do what you have to do. No more, no less. Your friends is out there about to get destroyed because you want to sit here and play nice. No, you gotta do some damage around here. I'm gonna show you how things get done. Yo, I love this part. So Aang turns into Kyoshi. So this was so awesome. She annihilated Zuko with ease. And then she starts flying in the air by firebending, like, firebending with her hands like this, and just flies up to the air. And then she like slams down with 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 uh with with the air, and then use the fire in the air, kind of like a cyclone. That was a OD fire part, and the oh my gosh, and I love this part. Actually, this is one of my favorite episodes of this show so far. It looks so dope, so freaking dope. Like even when it's just like in the show. And the sound effect too. When you see the Avatar state when the eyes glow, it's like the same thing. It's so freaking dope. It's really awesome. And I like the actress that they got for Suki. She's really cool, and she's very pretty too. Very pretty. And then you see that romance between her and Sokka. You're gonna see that more on in this series, so that's cool too. Oh yeah, and then we have Zuko and Zhao now working together to find the Avatar. And at the end, we get Big Daddy, Fire Lord Ozai. He get Ozai revealed, okay? Daniel Day Kim. Let me tell you something. I love Daniel Day Kim, bro. When I saw that trailer, he looked so jacked. And I think he was very excited to play the Avatar, bro. I mean, to play, to be in this show. Um, He looks good. He looks like Souls. He really do, man. He really do. I want to see what he can do. Well, when we get to the third episode, we'll see. How can I say this? We're gonna see more of Souls. Um, but let me end this here with the second episode. So overall, I give this a 8.5 because I really did like this episode. I really did like that they changed that conversation that Kyoshi and Aang had. I like this conversation more than they did in the original. I like the action set piece with her being, taking over Aang and just laying waste to the Fire Nation soldiers. That was awesome. So I'm gonna have to get at it. All right, y'all. So we're gonna get into episode 3. Okay. So I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I did not like this episode. This is one of the worst episodes to me. Okay, for two reasons, maybe three reasons. One, you get two characters that should show up later that show up in here. You get Jet in the Freedom Fighters, and then you get the kid in the wheelchair that could glide in the air, and his father, who you find out are making weapons for the Fire Nation. I didn't like. I get why they did it. I just didn't like the way they incorporated them into Omashu. That's the episode, Omashu. Okay, the kids go to Omashu. I think they're looking for King Boo, right? I think that's the episode, and it just didn't work well. Because they put the plot points for Jet in the original, and then they put the plot points for the kid and his father, and they put them together in one episode. I didn't like that because this felt like filler because that never happened in the original when it got to Omashu. I didn't like that. I also didn't like the action set pieces in this one. This one didn't do it for me this episode, so I didn't really like it. Especially the fight between Aang and Zuko for the first time. Uh, I wasn't feeling it, especially when Aang and Zuko. Aang usually wins majority of the fights most of the time, especially in the first season of the original. Aang was struggling heavy here. I don't even know why he was struggling with that. And then Zuko wasn't even using fireman. But I think I would let it go a little bit is because Aang is really sticking to his non-violent principles, being a nomad, so an air nomad. So he's still sticking to those beliefs. So I could let that go. Fine, whatever. Um, I don't like who they got for Azula. Not acting wise, I feel like she's too young. Even I know in the original she's like 16, I want to say 16, 17, but she looks like a grown woman in the original. However, here she looks like a 14-year-old. I don't know her exact age in the live action, but here she looks like a 14-year-old. So I really wasn't feeling that. Didn't like that first like 5 minutes with the people going after the Fire Lord. Like I was just like I didn't like that part. Um However, Kevin Tran is in this episode. That was dope. For those of you that don't know, this is Kevin Tran from Supernatural. I forgot his real name, but I love that. I love Kevin, bro. Kevin's my bro. Well, Kevin's my bro. It's cool to see him, looking older and all that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, like I wasn't feeling that. Like, nah, not really. Like I said, like Azula looks too young. And we get introduced to May and Tali. They don't. I don't like how they look either. I wasn't feeling they look. They look too young. Like all of them looked older than that. And again, they might be 16, 17, whatever, but they looked older. That just bothered me. That really bothered me. Um, but you know what? I did like the fact that we did get more Ozai, and we see how Ozai is really messed up person. He really is a messed up person. Like that first 5 minutes really told you, dude is a messed up person, and a Zulu too. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, and then we, like I said, we get to meet Jet. I like the dude that played Jet. The dude that played Jet, that was pretty cool. I liked him. I liked his outfit too. It looked just like in the comics. I mean, the comics, the original show. I also like the guys that played the actors that played the son and the father. They were pretty cool too. Pretty close to the original, you know. And I like that Sokka that dynamic that Sokka and the father had because they're both geniuses. You know, they were both very impressed with each other. That was the same thing in the show, so that was pretty cool. Um, and this is what I didn't like. So basically, their goal, the freedom fighters in chat, was to eliminate the father that was building the weapons for the Fire Nation, right? So that was their goal. And, you know, Aang and the gang had to stop him from doing that. Again, it just felt the writing kind of this one was sloppy. I didn't like them adding those two together. And again, it felt really like filler to me. They could have done it a lot better, in my opinion. And that's kind of where it stops for me. I'm still gonna watch. Don't get me wrong. You're still gonna get these reviews. Don't get me wrong. But this is the episode where I feel like, okay, I didn't like this. Y'all could have done this way better. I don't feel like y'all should have sat there and put those two plot points together with the son and the father and the jet and the freedom fighter. Y'all could have done that a lot better. So I'm gonna give this episode a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out what else. I think that's it, really. Okay. Oh yeah, then we had the sister, then we had the Katara and Sokka infighting real quick. It was okay. They fought in the show too, but not like that. It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I know that they added certain things just for to stretch out the episode. That's what I kind of feel like, you know, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like they could have done this episode a lot better, I feel like, in my opinion. But yeah, those are episodes 1 through 3. I just reviewed them. What do you guys think? That's the most important thing. Do you agree with my assessment? Do you disagree with my assessment? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you feel about the whole series in general. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let me know. Because it's been getting like mixed reviews so far. But I'm enjoying it so far. Even though I didn't wasn't feeling this third episode, it doesn't detract me from watching the whole series. So with that said, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this, please comment and subscribe. And again, smash that like button and comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the series. And yeah.